real practical tools or tips or books do you think have had the biggest impact for you that people could get like this week, next week, or just take action on immediately after this podcast?
The logical answer is my book.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I'm not saying that as
I
like a
know.
shameless self-promoter, right?
I
Like,
loved your book. Your Work Less,
right,
Make
but
More. Fantastic.
that book actually has had the biggest impact on my life because it opened it forced me to strain my ideas into a book, which is hard to do because I had a lot of stuff. I've credited the people I've learned from in the book, so I referenced them. But it also helped me to think about my business, and it helps me attract the right sort of people. So having a book is a good thing, but if you're not at the point where you're ready to publish a book, then start learning and implementing so that you build up the experience to the point where you can. So I would say, think about what if you already know the biggest gap that you have, start there. And I'm sure you and I can put together some resources for that. But there are definitely old books that teach really important topics that you should master. I think everyone should understand what selling is. I think it's really worth paying attention to some of the things on Ericksonian hypnosis, because a lot of that's found its way into popular, modern day stuff. The classic, of course, is Maxwell Maltz. Psycho-Cybernetics was a fundamental resource for me. It teaches you the same stuff that it was really the foundation of things like visioning and role play. Things that we take for granted now, they came from that book. It was a foundational book.
What was
And
the
the
title
grand
of it?
master, of course, for business is Peter Drucker. Get into the Peter Drucker stuff. It's good stuff. He predicted what's happening now in the 60s. He was way ahead of his time.
I was just writing those down. Is there anything else that you'd recommend besides like, publishing your own book or those sort of reading those books?
No, just learn and implement,
Mm.
and get in touch with us if you want to ask questions, or you want to find out what the next step is. Just send an email or something.
Yeah.
And I also want to say, Corey, you've also inspired me. I learn from everyone around me. I watch your posts. I remember your video eating sardines, talking about do people still do the boring stuff? Like just eating their greens and grains, or like what the old fitness coaches use. Shift the paradigm on what's possible. You're talking about these, rich foods that people can eat that are good for them, that have variety. I'm inspired by your ice baths and the discipline that takes, and sharing, the idea of immune system building and stuff. I learn from people like you, and I'd love it if you come on my podcast and talk to my business audience about how they can improve their
Yeah.
health and fitness and mental well-being and nutrition and so forth as well, because that is the core. Your business will ultimately be a reflection of you. So look after yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'd absolutely be honored. And what you said is quite touching because I focus so hard on trying to not just give advice to that, but embody it and live it all day, every day. And
It
one thing,
comes through. It's
yeah,
you have a phone in your pocket. You can create and document content that's appealing to your correct audience. Like you've got the tools now, and you're doing a great job with it. And it's no doubt the reason that you're doing well. You're a
uh,
good person doing good
thank
things. So
you.
that's a good formula
Mm.
that is so obvious, but seems a little bit rare these days.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And if anyone would like to get in contact with you, James, after this podcast, if they've got motivated and they're like, yes, we want to get into this stuff, where can they find you?
They could email me,
Yep.
james@superfastbusiness.com.
Yep.
I reply to my own emails. Rare, I know. Superfastbusiness.com has
Yep.
got a lot of podcasts, and Corey's going to be on there. And my book, Work Less, Make More, you can buy it on Amazon, or you can listen to it on Audible, or you can get it for free if you want the PDF. That's at superfastresults.com/book. But yeah, it's great
Yeah.
chatting, and it's good. I love connecting with a fellow Australian who's doing great things in the market, and I appreciate what that means for your audience as well.
Uh, Thank you, and I appreciate you. And like, I really enjoyed this podcast. Like, I actually personally got so much out of this. So, a
Cool.
massive thank you to you.
That's terrific. Thank you.
All right, we'll catch you later, guys. See you in the next one.